Hi, Dancing Rabbit here on another beautiful Saturday, and this week's question comes to us from Jalutha Chick 666, and she writes, I know a number of people who follow the Rede, and they say that not hurting people extends to yourself, but that hurting yourself when depressed, even if it's not under your control, is against the Rede and thus kind of sinful. Your opinion? As a Wiccan-based pagan, I try to follow the Rede. This is the basis for my personal ethics. And it harm none, do as you will. Now the Rede's a very, very general type statement. It's quite unlike the Ten Commandments, which are specific lists of do's and don'ts. This makes paganism, in my opinion, a thinking person's religion. You can't just go to the list of rules and, yes, I can do this, no, I can't do that, I did this and I shouldn't have, and so I've sinned and offended the deity and need to repent in sackcloth and ashes. No. I believe that the Rede, the harm none, extends to oneself. But just like with all things in the Rede, both external and internal, I think that we have to use our common sense. Harm none. Is swatting a mosquito harming? Well, yeah, it killed a mosquito, but is it something that we shouldn't do? No. I think it's perfectly fine to swat mosquitoes. Is it okay to eat meat? I mean, to eat meat you have to kill the animal, and isn't that harming the animal? Well, yeah, it's harming the animal. But I'm not a vegetarian. I don't feel that killing animals for food is of a degree of harm that the Rede kicks in. But other pagans would disagree with me. And I think that we can talk about it and at the end of the day maybe just agree to disagree and be glad that we've both learned something. There are other things that are so obviously harmful, whether we're talking someone else, the environment, or to oneself, that I think most of us could agree that that's a violation of the Rede. Now, when you break the Rede, the gods don't get mad at you, and you don't have to go apologize to the gods. When you break the Rede, there's natural consequences. I mean, if you harm yourself by just massively overeating, you're going to gain weight, your health is going to suffer. If you harm yourself by binge drinking, you're going to wake up with a hangover. And if you do it enough and often enough, there's going to be serious health consequences. So whether you are doing this because you've made a poor choice or because you've deliberately done something that you kind of knew you shouldn't, or whether you're depressed, feeling really down, and to relieve your pain you take drugs, you binge drink, you have eating problems, you cut yourself, you do whatever, and there's harmful consequences. I don't think that you need to feel guilty and sinful. What you need to do is find a way to not harm yourself. If you're depressed, then be getting some medical, some psychological help to deal with the depression. If you're getting the help and the depression is leading you to hurt yourself, get some help from a friend or family so that at least while you're dealing with the depression, you don't do something else that adds yet another problem to your already pile of problems. So I guess my approach is to say, yes, harm none. Yes, that has to do with yourself too, but don't sit around feeling guilty and all sinful and like you're a failure as a pagan because you have done something and broken the Rede. Recognize what you've done and try to do something about it. And if you are not able to do something about it and you do it again, don't give up. You can, lie down in the dirt when you've tripped and fallen down, or you can pick yourself up and dust yourself off and try to do it better next time. And if you can't quite pick yourself up, then yell for a friend and maybe they'll help pick you up. I think the question really maybe comes almost from a Christian and Abrahamic religious background, with the whole notion of sinful, and since paganism is quite different from that, it makes it a little difficult to just directly answer the question. But I hope I've given you at least my rambly answer. Next week is sub week, and so I'm looking forward to a week off, and then I'll see you week after next. And as always, I want to wish you and yours lots of peace.